Hey there, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. Welcome to your reading board. I'll take a look at the next 3 months. There's some really interesting things happening now that we have gotten through the eclipses. Your sign was a little challenged by that last one, but let's just take a look at what's going on now. So we have this energy of the sun resetting a Scorpio for the next couple of years here. I didn't need these cards, so it's interesting that they want to come out. We'll take them. There's going to be some kind of a reset. So when we're talking Scorpio energy, there's a reset in one of those areas around what are you passionate about, right? It's passion and action. It is death and taxes, right? It's that kind of energy, inheritance, other people's money. There also is a reset around things like your sexuality and how it is expressed. They're saying how is it expressed is going to be a thing. Oh, look, he showed up. And then, wow, December looks really nice for you, Leo. So the occult. Okay, right. So your spirituality, but especially if there's like your interest in things like tarot, right? And some of the deeper mysteries. Those kind of things could be deepening and going through a reset also over the course of the next 2 years or so. Well, there's this reset going on. So it is an opportunity to kind of take a deeper dive and look at those areas. We do have Mercury getting ready to set up for a retrograde. So that Mercury retrograde is the shadow period starts in November and stations retrograde, I think like the 13th of December, stations direct on January 1st and clears its shadow. By the time we get into, I think it's right around the time we have the full moon in your sign. I believe it is the full moon in your sign at the end of January. And then we have one more thing that's, all the planets. All the planets will have station direct by the time we get out of January. So we're going to take a look in depth with those three things here. One of the reasons I'm doing 3 months right now is because I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna go back to my hometown for Christmas. It's really busy at work right now, and I've been doing this work here for 6 years, and I kind of need a break. So, all right, let's take a look at what's going on here. So this is going to be November, December, January. This is the area of what you're thinking about, focusing on, how you're feeling, your emotional energy, and then we're going to look at what is the recommended actions that Spirit brings you, and we're going to clarify all of these cards, and you have quite a pile of cards going on, especially here November is very busy. So here we have the energy, of family and kindred partnerships, but the family was in the reverse. Family was in the reverse. So there may be some, all right, let's just say you're a single parent and you started dating, and how do you negotiate that situation? When do you let your kids meet somebody or not? How do they feel about having children? This could be also just in regular dating, and you're like looking to the future. Maybe things are getting ready to level up, and you're thinking questions along the lines of, is this someone I want to have children with, and are they interested in children? So there is some of that. And for others of you, this is a dynamic energy within a family structure, an existing family structure, and carving out time for your relationship in the dynamics of it. And so I don't think having children is a bad thing, but it does present challenges for an intimate partnership at times, right? If you allow your relationship to become all about the kids and you lose your relationship, then sometimes with the empty nester, so maybe it's your kids have left home now, and it's time to reconnect, right? There's a reconnection. So here in your thoughts are really, really tough because you have the Ten of Swords. You have the Ten of Swords. So what's interesting about this Ten of Swords is that she's doing tarot, and she's holding up the Ten of Swords, but on the table is all 4 of the aces. And this comes, though, with the Nine of Cups. And this is emotional energy being poured into you with the help of spirit. This feels like okay, so there's a situation, a cycle that's ending, probably that came in with that eclipse, right? That eclipse in Scorpio was in square to your energy. Oh, not Scorpio and Taurus. It was in square to your energy, so that would have been very difficult energy for you to navigate through. But it was also the third in the cycle of full moons in Taurus during that period. And so it would have been something that over the last 2 years or so, you have been navigating your way through, and it almost was like the conclusion of, because at the end there was the new beginning, and there's 4 new opportunities here. So what direction do you want to move in now that you've brought something to a close, or you're bringing something to a close, and where do you go from here, and what will bring in this emotional satisfaction? Nine of Cups. And your spirit guide team, they are here to help you do this. So there could be something, around the family dynamics, but it also could be that it says family and kindred. Yeah, there's some kind of push-pull, some kind of a push-pull between the family and navigating forward to create a partnership with either within a relationship that is existing or with creating a new one. In the area of the heart space, the Three of Wands. This Three of Wands looks like the Venus Monticello's. I'm not really good at this, but it's a very famous painting of Venus rising up out of an oyster shell, and there's the pearl, but the pearl is actually the sun coming up. So let's break that down a little bit. First off, Venus spent a lot of time in retrograde in your sign, right? She spent the whole summer hanging out with you, empowering you, helping you to find your sense of value, your sense of worth, right? The pearl is a very precious, rare item. It's not as rare as it used to be because now they can create them, but they used to be only found in nature, right? And so it was to find a pearl, though, right? A pearl is created by a sand that gets caught inside of the shell. And the clam or the oyster, depending on where it is found, is it's constantly creating a protective coating around this irritant, and so it becomes more lustrous, more valuable, more shiny, more translucent. It's a translucent light. And so there is something that has, the irritant of it has promoted growth in the heart space, in the heart chakra. And so with it comes, they're saying, the pearl of wisdom. And so wisdom is when you have experience and knowledge and you put them together, that creates wisdom. And so if things hadn't been tough, if you hadn't had to figure out how to navigate a situation, how to create your own sense of comfort with it, be able to navigate your way through it, you wouldn't be the pearl. Interesting. So this pearl of wisdom that comes to the heart is just the essence of what and who you are as a result of whatever the situation that was difficult. So you have the card of passion and inspiration. I am receiving divine inspiration right now. I passionately accept and love myself. Right? So that was Venus hanging out in your sign, doing the retrograde, but there's also this passionate energy that comes forward when we have that Mars conjunct Sun reset. And so there's this inspirational flow of energy that's coming through your heart space, where I think in your inner knowing, you are going to discover the gift of this experience that was difficult. And then I think it helps you to figure out, to appreciate yourself more, to love yourself more, to understand you're strong and you're resilient. And even though tough things come at you, you have no problem. Well, I'm not going to say you won't have a problem, but you will rise above it. You will grow stronger, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Looking at the card of wisdom, earth, and here it is an ace. No, this is the elemental. This is the page of earth. The 8 of earth and the wisdom of the high priestess. That right there is a lunar eclipse. Is it? Yeah, it's at night. You know, I really think it's not. I think it's a solar eclipse because it looks like a ring of fire. And, oh yeah, it's a ring of fire. So it's a solar eclipse. But also what's really fascinating about this one, and it's really hard to see, but if you look really closely, that moon is the yin yang, right? It's the balancing, it's Cancer energy. But what's interesting to me is we just had on the 14th of Libra season, October, there was a new moon eclipse in Libra. And so it's almost as though that cycle of the Scorpio Taurus axis is really let go. And right before the sun moved into your sign was when the North Node shifted into Libra. And it really started to change the energy. And the axis of the North Node, South Node being in fire and air is very supportive of your sign. This is really great energy to work with. Now she's holding a sword and a cup. So she's open to receiving the truth. But the truth is going to come through your emotional heart space, this pearl, this wisdom and knowledge, but be open to receiving. And what is it going to do? It is going to, eight of earth. That's a card. Sometimes they call it the apprentice, but to me, it's not. To me, it's the mastery. It is putting in the work, developing the skills, and being the master of what you create. And so all this tough learning cycle that you've been through, you've mastered something. And with the page of earth, there's an opportunity for you to take all this wisdom and knowledge and apply it to something. What have you learned? How have you grown? And using your intuition and the wisdom that you've gained of figuring out where do I go from here? What do I take it from here? And so November is really almost feels like an evaluation of what have you learned so far, and allowing yourself to be inspired to go after what you're really passionate about and what it is you really want out of life in general, or maybe something in particular. Oh, you have does that say the magician? Oh, it says magnetism, like the magician. And animals. Animal magnetism, if you really want to look at it. Okay, so now we're talking about Leo, right? And so here we have attraction and companionship. So, and this kindred partnership. For those of you who have been disappointed, maybe your family didn't like who you're with, or the family being in reverse tells me there's some kind of influence around the family that was not in alignment with the situation that you're moving toward. And again, if you have kids, it's going to have to work out right. You know, you can't just say, oh, I'm putting my kids in the closet and then I'll spring them on somebody later. It doesn't work like that. So here we have this magnetism, companionship, and attraction. And I know some of you are going, yeah, no, I really, really, really dig my cats. I'm done with people right now. I just want to hang out with my cats. But magnetism is the energy that you put out into the world, right? The more you shine, the more you attract things to you. And Leo, nobody shines like a Leo. Nobody shines like a Leo. And so I think it's you finding your feet again, finding your sense of value and worth. I think Venus doing her retrograde in your sign, and that eclipse that we just had in Taurus, I think that wrapped that cycle up for you. You were very stressed the whole time we had the North Node and South Node in Scorpio and Taurus because that energy squares yours, and then it didn't help that Uranus and Saturn were also messing with you, and that energy is easing. That energy is easing, and now you have a chance to assess what is it that you truly want, this magnetism means you will draw and attract to you what you want. But the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles says, do your research and do your work. Like, it's not just about attracting it to you. It's also about working with what you attract to you in a way that helps to build something. Okay? So then we get into December, which looks freaking amazing. Okay? So here you are, the Strength card on your mind. But it's carrying this lion's carrying the white rose here, the sign of infinity in the third eye area. This is definitely this energy of you knowing. It feels like you know who you are, and you know what your strengths are. You know what I feel like you're honoring yourself, and you're thinking about what you really want in a way that it seems very positive and very much like you're coming home. We have the card of success coming with that. That is amazing. So you have, I think you're thinking about, what are my strengths? What have I learned? How have I grown? And how can I apply this in a way that allows me to move forward? And almost as though there's been a graduation. But so they're sitting here, they've made it to the top of a mountain, but what are they doing? They're looking at the next mountain, right? It's like, okay, I'm this far. Where do I go from here? And I do think that energy coming off of that Mars reset is definitely going to help you. Mars is going to be in Sagittarius during December, and I think it brings that energy forward into the next fire sign, right? And that is energy that flows nicely to you. And we have with that the Ace of Wands. So remember over here we had this, everything was available here, but we have the card of passion. And here, this is the card of passion also in the heart space, just like this was. And so it's really about what are you passionate inside of you. And here we have a card of the moon. White. Oh my God, are you kidding me right now? It's not the moon. Look, it says the white rose of hope. What is this lion carrying in his mouth but a white rose? Allow yourself to feel the hope for the future. What was dark and gray before feels like it's coming to light. And the action here is the Daughter of Cups. It's allowing this healing to happen because the reflection around this little swan, boy, you really can't see in this light. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Is the rainbow. The rainbow that comes after the storm. Up here, Ten of Swords. So as you're wrapping up December, the action is really to give to yourself what you need to feel nurtured. You know, this is a little boy sitting here or a little girl, but it's a small child with this magnetism. So it feels like something new and small. Not insignificant. He's looking at the cosmos. It's almost as though recognizing your place in the universe as a child of the universe. So, the Page of Cups. Sometimes the Page of Cups is a messenger. Sometimes the Page of Cups is what you are putting out into the universe. But the Page of Cups is often, you know, it's holding the cup. And that cup can be open to receiving, and you have the card of receiving. It says, receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. So I think that it's possible that the holiday season is going to be a little tough because it looks like you're coming off of this kind of rough cycle in some way or the other. And hang on to the hope. Make the hope. There's so much. It's the season of light, right? In almost every culture. That time of year, there's something around it. Right? Even if you just look to the big ball of light that they drop at the New Year, right? And so this is the season of light. And so be open to allowing yourself to feel and receive the gift of the universe, drawing and attracting to you the safety and the comfort and the love of the universe. And hold in your heart what it is that you are passionate about. Oh, and here's the hope. Okay, yeah. So hanging on to the hope. Then let's get down to business, it appears. When we get into January. So in January, the last of the outer planet stations direct, and that is Uranus, and it's right at the end of it's like a few days, a couple days after your full moon. I think that full moon that happens. Do I have my book here? I do. Okay, I think this is important. So if you follow my channel, you will know that I'm an astrologer who loves to do tarot. Speaking of which, when I come back in January, after taking my little break here, the channel's going to be a little different. So just heads up on that. So make sure that you hit the subscribe and notification bell so you know when I come back, so that you know what's going to happen. So so you can see, check it out and see if it's something that you gain something from, that you really. So it looks like the full moon is, oh my gosh, I thought it'd be easy to tell. It's in, here it is. It looks like it's happening on the 25th. Yeah, I think the full moon's on the 25th. And then Uranus stations direct on the 26th. So Uranus isn't moving. The energy is sitting there and it's building in the earth sign. And so it's squaring. Full moon is happening at, that full moon will be happening though around 5 degrees, and Uranus is at 19. So it's building energy, but it's not connected to that moon. It's interesting. But as that moon passes through its stage of full, so as it is beginning to wane, but still in its power, within like 2 days, it's going to come into an exact square with this energy of Uranus, which feels like it's vibrating in place. So I think at the end of January is when you are going to feel in your heart space something really shakes loose. Like you create a tower moment. We have the card of the tower in the heart space. So if I were going to guess at what point that happens, a tower means that whatever's not been on strong ground is going to fall, right? But this looks like, the way this is depicted, it looks like it has to do with anger over a relationship, because honestly, she has here on the ground what looks like a shattered heart. And it is in the heart space, and look how red hot angry she is. I haven't really looked at that moon too much yet, so I'm not sure exactly. I think Mars will still be in Sagittarius, so it'll be trining that energy, or at least of Uranus. It'll be, yeah, I don't know. That looks tough. Okay, so you have the King of Chalices. You're looking for this loving, nurturing energy. You're thinking about that. And I think anything that does not seem like loving, balanced, nurturing energy in your life, you're done. Because here we have the Ten of Wands, the completion of a cycle, with the Ace of Swords, which is a dagger of truth. And we have the card of the Lovers. And it is about making a big choice. They are looking to purchase a home, but the home says for sale. And honestly, they could be buying that house, looking at that house, or leaving that house. There's a big choice in the heart space that is happening for you. And I do think we come back to the beginning here with this partnership and family. And so I think in December, it is important for you to identify what it is that you really care about, what you are really passionate about, what it is that you really want out of life, so that you can navigate through this and hold on to the hope. And I think identify, right? Because success is in your thoughts. What means success to you? Really figuring out, what are you passionate about? What is the definition of success for you? So we have deep knowing, and we have this like almost Five of Cups energy, this orphaned energy. This knowingness of how to heal, how to feel safe and secure, how to feel loved and protected. And I think you identifying what makes you feel that way in life is going to be a big focal point of these next 3 months for you. What makes you feel safe and secure, loved, heard, held in life? So you have the card of get back to elemental. So that's getting back to the basics. This is the knowing of what it is, right? The Tower card is getting back to basics. Whatever has not been built on solid ground will fall, right? And it comes with prosperity, sisters, our happiness and joy. The necessity of you to identify what means joy to you, what makes you happy. That is something that really needs to be worked on in your personal life over the next 3 months. I don't know why I said 3 years. Let me think about that for a second. Why would that be? They're saying there's a big restructuring going on in your life and to allow the time that it needs. But I think the decision making and the putting your feet on the path and following that direction begins now. Here we have the hummingbird shift, optimism, right? We go back to this hope that's really here in the key situation to this whole thing, right? I am strength and sweetness. I am strength and sweetness. You are both. You are both. Shift the vibration of thoughts, words, music, or other sounds that you take in each day so that they nourish you. Give yourself permission to change your mind and your direction based on what is happening in the moment. You can protect yourself by listening to your instincts. We have that animal and magnetism. That would also be like instinctual actions right there. You know how to bring out the best in people and in yourself by connecting with your beautiful and balanced soul. Balance a surge of activity with some divine downtime and deep stillness and rest. Give sweetly to yourself and to others. You are encouraged to explore your capacity to transform and evolve. This is a big shift in the heart space. This is an identification of what brings joy and happiness into your life. And this is an opportunity for you to make the decision to go after it because you deserve it. You deserve the joy and the happiness in your life. And when you find joy and happiness in your personal life, prosperity will follow. And so for those of you who are clinging to that job that makes you feel miserable because you make all that money, why? You know, I'm going to guess if you find the job that makes you feel happy, the money flows in from there. This is generally how it works, but it's a big leap of faith, right? When you already have the security and you know for sure, right? So for some of you, it's something about that. And maybe that gives you the opportunity then to purchase a home or to make some choices with your family that benefits everybody. So there's a lot happening here. It's a busy time of change for you, and I wish you a lot of success with that. All right, Leo, I am on Facebook. I will stay on Facebook throughout this little break from YouTube, so be sure to join me over there. I cover the astrology every day, and we pull cards for it. So I would love to see you over there. You guys take really, really good care of yourselves, but identify what it is that you really want. What are you passionate about? What makes you feel filled up with hope and joy and happiness, and then make the choice and the decision that serves you to be able to draw and attract that into your life. All right, you guys take good care. I'll talk to you again soon.